The first thing that you're going to have to know for the chemistry and atomic structure COL is I've asked you to memorize two elements. And for these two elements, you have to tell me their atomic number, their atomic mass, and by using those numbers, you should be able to tell me the number of protons, the number of neutrons, and the number of electrons that are in the element. So I've included the periodic table here, and if you see right here, this is gold. The atomic symbol is Au. The atomic mass is, the atomic mass is 196 or 197, either number is fine. The atomic number would be 79, and by those two numbers, the atomic number, 79, if you remember, tells you the number of protons and electrons. And to find the number of neutrons, you have to subtract your atomic mass minus your atomic number. So by subtracting, you get 118 neutrons. The second element that you have to know is mercury. And mercury is right here. And the atomic symbol for mercury is Hg. The atomic mass is 200 or 201, either number is fine. And the atomic number is 80. Just like we did for gold, you use the same method. You use your atomic number to figure out the number of protons and electrons in the atom, and that would be 80, found right up here. And then you subtract your atomic mass from your atomic number to get your number of neutrons, which is 121. So you can use this table, and these are the only two elements that I'm asking you to actually memorize. And it's nice because they're right next to each other, gold and mercury. The other thing I'm going to ask you to do is I will actually give you an element tile with all the information on it. And you have to be able to state the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons that are in an element, but you will be given the atomic number and the atomic mass. So for example, if we look at platinum, okay, I would give you something that looks like this tile, this green tile up here, and I'd have little lines drawn to this up here, and I'd say, what is that? And you would say, well, this is the atomic mass. What is the 78? Well, the 78, you would tell me that it is the atomic number. The PT would be the atomic symbol, okay? Then I'd ask you the number of protons. Well, you'd use your atomic number right here, and you'd say, well, there's 78 protons. I'd ask you, how many electrons? You'd look at your atomic number. There's 78 electrons. I'd ask you, how many neutrons? Okay, you're going to use the atomic mass minus the atomic number to give me the number of neutrons, which is 117. So I will give you all the information. I'm not expecting you to memorize every single tile here. I will give you the tile square, and you will just tell me what each thing means on the square. Okay, so let's take some time and go over some of the definitions that you're going to have to know. For a periodic table is basically just a chart or a table that arranges elements by similar properties and characteristics into the same groups. So it's just a systematic way of arranging the elements. It's not random. There is a set pattern based on the elements' properties and characteristics. Electrostatic charge. Do you remember this when I took the balloon in class and I rubbed it on Serena's head? I forget who I had it in the other class. Kirsten's head. And the balloon, their hair stuck right to the balloon. But when I charged two balloons and I put them together, they actually repelled each other. And what that showed you was with electrostatic charge, you have two of the same forces, two of the same charges. If they're the same charges, like charges, they're going to repel each other. Okay, so like a positive and a positive will actually repel each other. A negative and a negative will repel each other. Okay, so that's kind of what electrostatic charge is. When you have opposites, okay, opposite charges like a positive and a negative, those attract each other. Think opposites attract, okay? And that's what we think of when we think of electrostatic, is we think of that sock that sticks to our jeans when we pull it out of the dryer, okay? It's because the charges are opposite, okay? You have a negative to a positive and they will stick together. Okay, strong force is actually another property of atoms, of matter. And basically what the strong force is if you think of inside a nucleus, inside the nucleus of an atom, okay, you have your neutrons and you have your protons, okay? Neutrons carry a neutral charge, but protons carry a positive charge. So we have to ask ourselves, why is it that the nucleus is able to hold itself together? Okay, and this is because of the strong force. You have two of the same forces that typically will pull themselves apart because they're the same. Remember, same charges repel. But because of the neutral neutrons, they actually create the strong force which holds the nucleus together and keeps it from pushing itself apart. The atomic number is the number of protons and electrons that are in an atom. The atomic mass is your weight of the atom, and that is the sum of protons and neutrons in an atom. Protons, remember, carry a positive charge, positive for protons, and they are found in the nucleus. Neutrons carry a neutral charge, and they are also found in the nucleus. Electrons are found outside of the nucleus. They kind of fly around the nucleus, or in the atom, if you want to say that, and they have a negative charge.